Crime shows are truly one of the best kind of shows to watch. They get your adrenaline going, and they make you so that you can't actually look away from the screen because you don't want to miss that epic fight or a psychological twist that comes in each episode. What are some of the best crime shows you can watch on Netflix right now? Hello and welcome back to Bamtoplists. I'm your host Philip, and today we'll be taking a look at the top 10 Netflix crime shows you need to watch in 2021. Alright, let's jump into it. Coming in number 10, we have The Sinner. This show was released in 2017. This show has a detective by the name of Harry Ambrose, who tirelessly investigates various crimes of ordinary people and why they commit the crimes they do. We get to see a young mother who looks normal, but when she gets overly enraged, she starts committing major crimes. Now, our wonderful detective must get into the mind of this woman, but that's never a good thing, depending on how in depth you go, but we get to see some of the secrets of the woman's past. I don't want to give away too much. Check out the show and let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Coming in at number 9, we have Criminal UK. This show was released in 2019. This show mostly takes place in an interrogation room. Detectives ask some of the most mind-bending questions to the criminal to try and get answers out of them. What makes this show interesting is how these detectives ask questions, and we look into the minds of the criminals and the way they answer back. The show will keep you guessing whether or not each criminal is actually guilty or innocent. Each episode is a different case and a criminal. It is interesting how things play out. It's definitely worth the watch. Coming in number 8, we have Top Boy. This show was released in 2019. However, though, this show was originally aired on a British television in 2011 before it was later bought by Netflix to show to the world. With the help of Canadian rapper Drake, he wanted to revive the show by adding a third season in 2019. In the first season, we get to follow a man named Ranil, who grew up in a criminal house run by his parents. However, we get to see his mom go into a mental hospital, and Ranil kills his father. When Drake revived the series in 2019, we picked up from where it left off. In this series, we get to follow a teenager named Deshaun, who falls into the crime-filled house of Ranil, and he wants to be the best top boy in town. But in order to be top in his town, he gets into tough fights and other gang members who also want to be on the top of the town. The show is about how money and drugs get you into conflicts you least expect. Get ready for an amazing storyline. Coming in number 7, we have Peaky Blinders. This show was released in 2013 and is set in the 1900s of England. We get to follow Tommy and Shelby and his role as a gang leader of the Peaky Blinders. The gang was formed after World War I, and it was formed because he felt like people needed a way to recover their losses and a way to move up in the world. The Shelby family is known to have done terrible things. In this show, we get to see the two rival each other. They try to be the most powerful gang in the city without trying to run into the law. Get ready for a lot of action-packed fight scenes and brutal murders. This will stick in your mind for years to come. Coming in number 6, we have Manhunt Unabomber. This show was released in 2017. We have a story about how the FBI was able to track down the Unabomber. You get to see some in-depth investigation work from over 20 years ago, give or take. They were tracking down this insane criminal to bring him down, so he can pay for the crimes he committed. You get to see how the FBI agents live in the mind of the criminal and go down some very dark paths, as they need to get like this to be able to catch the Unabomber. But when you do this, well, your real life as a free person starts to take a toll and make your world go upside down. This is an amazing show with 2 different genres, from biography, crime, drama, and thriller. This is a must-see show and worth the watch. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of it. Coming number 5, we have You. This show was released in 2018. We get to follow a man named Joe Goldberg, who is a local bookstore manager. One day he laid his eyes on a woman named Beck, who is a writer. While getting to know Beck, he starts having an obsession with her and watches her every move. He starts stalking her. They do eventually start seeing each other like a couple would. But Beck has no idea that this is actually going on in his mind. His obsession with her gets worse as you watch the episodes. There are many things he does to her and to the people around her that will actually make you sick to your stomach. If you're into psychological crime thrillers, then this show is for you, and it'll keep you guessing what he's gonna do next. Coming number 4, we have They See Us. This show was released in 2017. This revolves around a jogger who was assaulted in the wonderful New York Central Park, and 5 very young people were charged for the crime. But did they actually do it? The story goes for around a decade. All of these 5 people are getting older and still trying to prove their innocence. It's a very emotional story about how things you may not have anything to do with can actually go wrong, and can cause a big twist to make your lives change forever. This is a must-see show. We would love to know down in the comments what's your take of it, and if you already saw it. Coming number 3, we have Narcos. This show was released in 2015. This TV show will show you the rise of the cocaine trade in Colombia. We get to follow the real lives of kingpins who were involved in the raw epic time in the 80s. We get to see some amazing and poor law enforcement of the struggles from both law and enforcement, and the criminals of the cocaine trades. We get to see the lives of some of the most iconic names such as Pablo Escobar. We've all heard of this name in one place or another. We get to see some action as stated above from the police and new action from the military and civilians. Let us know what you guys think of this show and if you've already seen it. Coming number 2, we have Mindhunter. This show was released in 2017. This series takes place in the years of 1977 to 1981. We get to follow 2 FBI agents, Ford and Tench, as they solve crimes every day and catch serial killers. What makes this show so special is that you get to follow the mindset of the serial killer's point of view and why they did those things to begin with. We also get introduced to a psychologist who then partners up with the 2 FBI agents as they get to interview those serial killers in hopes that it will help solve the crimes much faster. Be prepared to get sickened with what these actual serial killers think about their crimes. Coming number 1, we have Unbelievable. This show was released in 2019. It is a mini-series. It is based on a true story as it follows the story of Mary Adler. She was the victim of an assault, and when she told the police of her story, no one believed her. She was charged for lying about the crime. We get to see how she struggles to fight for herself and try to convince people that it actually did happen. We also get to follow 2 detectives who try to get to the bottom of the story and find evidence to prove to the court that Mary was actually telling the truth. This show is said to be the #1 show on Netflix right now due to its accuracy in the criminal law world of what people have to go through every day. And that's it for today's list of the top 10 Netflix crime shows you need to watch in 2021. Which show on this list is your favorite? Or which one are you going to watch next? Let us know down below. Don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all our lists. I'm your host Philip, and I'll see you in the next video.